What's going on, S2S family? Listen, before we dive into the heart of our episode today, I want to take a moment to introduce you to one of our incredible sponsors, Organifi. Organifi is not just a brand, it's a commitment to a healthier, more vibrant you. With their range of organic superfood-infused products, Organifi is on a mission to make positive impact on people's lives, just like we are here on the S2S podcast. So why Organifi? Well, it's not just about what they do, it's about how they do it. Their products are carefully crafted to bring you the nutrients you need for optimal health, energy, and vitality. One of the key principles we emphasize on this podcast is the ability to take care of your body, your health. Without that, you have nothing, right? And you need the right nutrients to support your journey towards success. And that's where Organifi comes in. Their products are packed with a range of superfoods like moringa, spirulina, ashwagandha that can help you stay energized and focused as you work toward reaching your full potential. When you choose Organifi, you're not choosing a brand, you're choosing a lifestyle. You're choosing to nourish your body, mind, and spirit with the very best that nature has to offer. So during our podcast today, be sure to check out the Organifi offerings, whether you're looking for a delicious green juice, a powerful immune booster, or a natural solution for better sleep. Organifi has you covered. Join me in extending our warmest gratitude to Organifi for supporting us on our Secret to Success journey. Together, we're empowering individuals to reach their full potential while nourishing their bodies with the best that nature provides. So just go to Organifi.com, that's Organifi.com/success. Again, that's Organifi.com/success. And you can save 20% off your order.
If you can't find nobody to join your team,
you need to get on the team.
You need to be on the team.
You be on the team.
Go back to serving.
Yeah.
Go back to being a part of something.
Yeah.
And again, I think, I don't know what it is about this generation or this new thing where everybody got to be the one. Everybody got to be out front.
You ready? All right.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another edition of the Secret to Success podcast. I'm your host, CJ, joined as always by Douglas. Hey, this is what we call the varsity. You know what I'm saying? And for those of y'all say, hey, see, why you say the varsity? Well, when Maul and Carl here, you know, it's kind of JV. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you good, but it's like, it's not the highlight. You know what I'm saying? This is the highlight right here. I got the OG, ET, in the building. And if you're wondering why the background look a little different, it's because we at Forward with ET. Y'all know we do church here in Atlanta once a month. You should be here. If you're not here, shout out to the people who fly in just once a month. Like, yo, I'm just coming in. I was talking to some people outside that were like, yo, this is my church. So I just, when you have a session, I just fly in.
Question.
And he just walked up, you know what I'm saying, and ready to blaze it. How you feel, man? We got people standing outside in line like the club.
I feel good,
for church.
Man. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For church.
Yeah, it feels good, bro. You know, I just want to encourage everybody because we had a vision when we were at Michigan State, and we passed that vision. Like, this wasn't a part of the vision. You know, so I just want to encourage everybody that's listening, like, yo, stick with the vision.
Yeah.
Don't trip, because if you stick with it, it's going to be beyond. So seeing all these people outside at like 9-something for 10:30, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I want to get into something today, and it hit me yesterday, and I'm going to use it for, you know, this session we got this afternoon. No, not for Forward. Hey, I sit back.
Jose, I thought you about to do Forward.
Hey, Forward is the one time I just get to sit back, you know, enjoy the sermon,
you
the
about
music.
to get the Forward boy.
No, they not ready for the CJ sermon. I still got a problem cussing sometimes, so, you know what I'm saying? The Lord would not be pleased. But I was sitting there yesterday, and I was, you know, talking to a group of individuals, and, you know, it was about team building. And, you know, one of the things that I think is crazy, I want to clear up a misconception. I think people think like, yo, E and C been rocking forever, and people like, yo, I need to find my CJ. And I think people think like I was just this dude who was like looking to serve somebody or looking to like, I just want to see who I can go help. And that's the mentality that people like try to build their team with. Like, I'm trying to go help people to build me up. What you're really saying is you're trying to have somebody come and help you build your dream. Let me tell you something. This the God's honest truth. E was already tight in his own lane and already heading places. Let me tell you something. I felt as if I didn't help him and I didn't become a part, I was gonna miss the boat. Now, let me say this slow, because I know y'all may be like, what's going on? We get so consumed, and I'm gonna teach you that you this afternoon, but we get so consumed with, oh, I need 50 people to come help me do what I need to do. No. What you need to do is get yourself in the best position possible.
No question.
And the team will come.
Yeah.
So what you do is you done built yourself up to 35%, and then you going, where my team at? And you looking around going, where? No. You need to build your stuff up to 100%. And let me tell you something. This is the exact same formula E used. It's the same formula we use with Toby. Like, again, there was a time when, with Toby, you was sitting around looking, he was, I need help with this, I need help with that. And I'm saying, no. Go deep and help yourself. Get yourself to the point where you're popping enough to where people come around because they don't want to miss the opportunity. So when I got with E was already on a ship that was headed straight to success. And I think some of y'all think E was just sitting around going, help me, come on guys, I'm sweet. And I see some of y'all and I'm looking at you going, well see, I ain't got no team. And I look at you and I go, you ain't got nothing.
Right.
What's the team for?
Right.
And you done spent the last 6 months going, I don't have no team, instead of making yourself as sweet as possible and letting the team come to you. And so I just wanted to get your opinion on that and just kind of go back and forth because, again, I think there's this misconception that either Carl, myself, LaShawna, whoever, just was like, hey, we just saw a damsel in distress and was like, let's go help E.T. blow up. No, E was already headed to the blow up in our minds, and so we wanted to be a part of that vision. So talk about that, in terms of...
I think that's deep what you're saying because, believe it or not, I didn't come to Michigan State looking for a team.
Right.
I think people need to understand that. Like, I didn't come to Michigan State looking for a team.
Right.
I came to Michigan State like LeBron went to, Akeem the Dream Olajuwon.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he went to the Dream to improve his game. You feel me? I went to Michigan State to improve my game. I went to Oakwood. Unfortunately, at that time, it was just a college. It wasn't a university. So it's like after I got my degree, I hit a glass wall. I hit a glass ceiling. It was like it was nowhere for me to grow in that environment. So I went to Michigan State to get a master's degree to grow. Honestly, and God has his own plan. I literally did not sell my house in Huntsville. My goal was to go to Michigan State, get the master's degree, then go back to Huntsville and go back to what I was doing. It was God's plan for me to stay there. So I was really self-development. And here go the crazy part. When I met CJ, it was CJ, TJ. When I met them, I didn't even see them as a team member. They was younger than me, 12 years younger than me. I was trying to help them grow, develop. I was giving them books.
Yeah.
And I was telling them to come to church. Like, I had never said, C, I want you to serve me.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to serve C, like, yo, bruh, you need to, you need to do this. You need to read this. You need to go to this. You need to listen to this. You need to stop doing this. So really, our relationship came out of personal growth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He was doing his thing. I was going with C. Like, I wasn't even trying to get him. He was like, yo, I'm about to go speak at, I'm like, oh, I'm there. Or I'm mentoring this kid.
Right.
Whoever he was mentoring, I started mentoring. When he was mentoring, he had the award from the governor. I was in there with the governor. I'm sitting in the back watching C get it. Like, I was just supporting him.
Yeah.
I was just like a mentor. I never knew we were going to have this partnership. And I think that's what's wrong with a lot of you. You want the prize, but not the process.
Yeah, but I want you to hit on the fact that, again, I'm trying to show people, like, they get an idea. Maybe even they got a business. You got your LLC, and you, got a little bit of traction, and then you looking up thinking that everybody going to run to you, right? So I thought that was deep what you said. You came to Michigan State to get better. You came to get a master's degree. You came to get a PhD.
Yeah.
Those were all things that you were doing to take yourself to the next level. And I think there's this misconception that, I got an idea, so the only reason I ain't blew up yet is because I ain't got a team.
No.
And it's like, yo, you got to blow yourself up first and get to the point where everybody, I'm talking about coming from out the woodworks. E had people come, we weren't the only ones that was working for free and running around with E. people were coming out the woodworks. Why? Because even when he wasn't number one in the world standard, we were able to still see that. And so where can you take yourself to number one and talk about working on yourself in order to bring that? Because again, you can't build this. I mean, you see this line, you see everything we're doing now. You can't build this on the solo, but you have to get yourself to a certain point.
Yeah.
To attract those other people.
Yeah, that's why I said earlier, y'all, my goal wasn't to attract CJ as much as it was get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. That was my competition. Like, how many days in a row can you get up at 3? How many hours can you pray? Like, how much of the word can you read? How much can you be a good father? How much can you be a good husband? Like, I wasn't even, like, I'm just being real. What we have right now, I wasn't even on this. We were trying to be MSU famous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We were trying to be Michigan State University famous, and not even the whole university, just black kids famous.
Yeah.
Like, we were trying to take the black kids to another level. And so I think it's important for y'all to understand, like, my only thing was, how many books could I read? You know what I'm saying? Like, how many conferences can I go to? Like, I just wanted to be a better version of Eric Thomas. And I knew, without a shadow of a doubt, I looked, Jesus Christ, somebody I looked up to. You ain't see Jesus looking for no squad.
Right.
First time we saw Jesus, he was 12 years old, teaching, the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Next thing we know, he 30. He at the Mount of Olive talking to God. He ain't had no team in that process. He didn't have no disciples. He was trying to be the best version of himself that he could possibly be. And then once he got to the best version, then God was like, hey, I want you to get these 12. And I think for a lot of us, we trying to get to 12 before we become the one.
There you go.
You got to be the one first. Jesus was the one first. You know what I'm saying? He was the one. And this is what I find crazy. Jesus didn't even break out. Like, some of y'all trying to break out. I hear kids in their 20s like, I'm behind. Jesus didn't even break out till he was 30. Like, we don't even know we don't know what he was doing. We do know this, he was a carpenter. Don't nobody talk about that. He was working. From 12 to 30, he was putting nails in wood. He was sandpaper. He was like, bro, he wasn't big time. He wasn't on the scene. He wasn't healing folk. Now, I want to believe this with all my heart. He could probably heal at 17. I just want to believe.
Yep.
I just want to believe he could have walked on water at 22. But why didn't he? Because he was focused on himself and being the best version of himself. And as a result of being the best version of himself, he was able to attract. I was able to attract C. I was able to attract, he said, Carl. We were able to attract other people, to blow up.
Did you feel like you always knew you needed a team, but you just weren't worried about it?
Always.
But then why didn't you come to Michigan State thinking I could find my team there?
Because Jesus didn't find a team until he was 30. You know what I'm saying? So I always knew the focus wasn't the team. The focus was me being the best version of myself I could be. I always knew that. Mm-hmm. You look at somebody like a LeBron. People want to play with. Damian Leonard just left to go with the Greek Freak. You want to play with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you become the best version of you, people want to play with you. People want to be down with you.
Yeah.
You feel me? You win a champion. Dame trying to win a championship. So guess what? Now, I'm just being real. Of all the places I thought he would go, I never see him.
Milwaukee.
I never saw him being in Milwaukee, bro. But guess what? When they said Milwaukee, I was like, now that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
I'm like, that makes sense. You got 4 starters already that work with each other, won a championship. That makes sense. But guess why Dame is in Milwaukee? Because he handled his business in Portland.
Yep.
It's other players that want to go somewhere other than where they are. And they're not getting the invite. Why? Because they're not the best version of themselves. He was the best version you could be in Portland, put up numbers in Portland, and boom, now he in Milwaukee. And we all about to watch to see. You understand what I'm saying? So look at Deion, bro. Man, bro, everybody going to the Colorado. He got everybody at the Colorado game. Why? Because he's the best version of himself, and success attracts success, and success leaves clues. So for me, man, it was just like, hey, go to state, become a better reader and better writer, right? My writing sucked, my reading sucked, my comprehension sucked. Bro, you can't look for a team when you can't read. I'm just being real. I couldn't read. I couldn't lead. How I'm looking for a team when I'm not. So a lot of you putting the cart before the horse.
Yeah.
And you got to get you tight
I want to make sure they understand that though. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Because I get a lot of, I was even on the podcast the other day, they was like, oh, I see you blew ET up. I'm like, stop saying that. That's not, and I'm not trying to be humble. That's not the truth. E blew me up. Why? Because E was already going. Like I said, like, if you shouldn't have to, do you remember having to convince me to come work with you?
All.
I just was like, whoa, I heard E speak. I was like, man, that's different. I said, man, you know what he said that night? Hey, I'm going to this youth prison thing. I got a contract. I don't know how much they was paying you. But he said he had a contract. I was like, oh, you got a contract to go talk? At this point, I didn't even know you could get paid to speak. I'm just being real. I didn't know that was a profession. I've been talking my whole life. Nobody ever said, here go a check. They told me to play football. So when I seen E, even though E wasn't necessarily number one in the world, I said, whoa, his gift is out of this world. I watched him speak to a group of kids, and I watched every kid in there mouth drop and just look like, what is So one, the gift was there. Number two, the work was there because that night we went to Maxie's, which was a maximum training facility or correctional facility for young boys. We went that night. So I saw, in my mind, whoa, the ship already left the dock. So in my mind, I'm in a little boat trying to catch him. And I think y'all sitting at the dock with a boat half built going, where's my team? And guess what I say? If you ain't got no boat and I ain't got no boat, I might well build my own boat. When I met E, he had a boat that was moving. I ain't say it was a yacht. You know what I'm saying? I just said it was a boat and I didn't have one. And so I think everybody out there now, there's this, with this, you know, social media and all of this other stuff is like, yo, you done made one t-shirt design talking about I just need my team to, you know, come bless me and I'm marketing. And you have not built a boat. You might got a paddle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to build a boat. So that's what I want to tell y'all. It got to the point where we were rolling with E because we felt like we were about to miss out if we didn't. I was convinced. I didn't know what E was going, I didn't know if he was going to be motivational speaking or the president of the university or whatever, but I knew it was something just from the energy that he exuded and the work ethic he had. So those of you trying to build that team, because that's the number one thing we get, you have to understand, what's the scripture say? Find a man diligent at his work. Just listen to what we're saying. We're about to go to church now, so I got, even CJ can come up with a scripture. Find a man diligent at his work, and he'll stand before kings and not mean men. So those of you who, people coming in and out of your life, you running around with different people, somebody got your back one day, they don't got your back the next day. The reason you're dealing with that is because you're not being diligent with what you have in front of you. I'm not trying to brag, but I think one of the most impressive things that we got is not multiple companies and millions of dollars. It's the fact that we still got a fantastic relationship. It's the fact that my daughter on FaceTime with Didi for an hour the other day. Like, after 17 years, you know what I'm saying? And everything we've been through, ups, downs, indifferent, whatever, we still right here. But it's because we stayed diligent at our work. So for those of you, again, because I just had people see, my teammate, I ain't, and I'm like, oh, remember my old saying, if you can't find nobody to join your team,
you need to get on the team.
You need to be on the team.
You need to be on the team.
Go back to serving. Go back to being a part of something. And again, I think, I don't know what it is about this generation or this new thing where everybody got to be the one. Everybody got to be out front. I'm like, again, and I don't even mind being out front, and I took the back seat. But I'm saying, like, now everybody got to be the one, and I'm like, okay, cool. Everybody got to be the one. Nobody want to be the two, but then you're wondering why you can't get a team.
S2S fam, listen, guys, we got an incredible sponsor that's all about making your life easier and more delicious. You know, with the holidays approaching, things can get a bit crazy, but our friends over at HelloFresh are here to save the day. Let me tell you why HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. We all love the holidays, right? But the stress of planning and cooking meals can be a bit overwhelming, and that's exactly where HelloFresh steps in. They deliver farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes right to your doorstep. Just imagine skipping those hectic trips to the grocery store and having everything you need to cook up tasty meals conveniently delivered. And let's talk about time. Especially during the holiday season, HelloFresh has these amazing 15-minute meals that are perfect for those busy days. Quick fixes that help you get a wholesome meal on the table in less time than it takes to get delivery. I mean, who wouldn't want to save time and still enjoy a delicious homemade meal? Now, if you're hosting this holiday season, HelloFresh Market has you covered. From Instagram-worthy charcuterie boards to mouth-watering desserts, they've got everything you need to please a crowd without the hassle. It's like having a personal chef without breaking the bank. And you don't have to worry about variety. With HelloFresh, you get to choose from over 45 weekly recipes and over 100 curated picks from HelloFresh Market. Trust me, every bite will be a celebration of flavor. Now, for all your family enthusiasts out there, if you're like me, I just love doing stuff together with my family, and that's one of the benefits for me for HelloFresh. Like my kids, my wife, we're all in the kitchen cooking together. We're not trying to figure out what the next step is. We all got it laid out. Everybody knows their part, and we're loving being together. So guys, if you're a busy parent like me, listen, Jordan and Jesse are now able to cook these meals on their own. That's the piece that I'm excited about. So listen, go to HelloFresh.com/successfree and use the code SUCCESSFREE for free breakfast for life. You heard me correctly. So there's one breakfast item per box as long as your subscription is active. So that's free breakfast for life at HelloFresh.com/successfree and use the code SUCCESSFREE. Thanks, HelloFresh, for making our lives easier and our meals tastier.
You know what I'm saying? So talk about that attraction
I want to say
of
this
that.
though, man. Like, you know, I'm a lot older than most of y'all watching, and I remember a time that nobody, and I mean nobody, was rocking Cleveland Cavalier gear. Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. You couldn't give somebody in the '80s a Cleveland.
Yeah.
You couldn't get nobody.
The only ones that pulled it off and was sorry was the Charlotte Hornets.
That's the only one that
Them
had
starter coach was going crazy. They ain't win no games.
Yeah,
and we was rocking them.
We was rocking.
Oh, that starter coach was
it
going
was fine,
nuts.
but it wasn't no Cleveland.
Yeah, no, not the Cavs. No.
They didn't have it. It wasn't no Golden State.
Nah.
Listen to me very closely, though. When LeBron made it to Cleveland,
Yep.
you hear me?
Voila.
That one man,
Voila.
the top level that you could play at, he brought that to the Cleveland. And guess what? Everybody started rocking the gear, and everybody wanted to be in Cleveland. I'm telling y'all, the one thing I made sure I did was that you need to do before you start asking for something. First of all, if you got to ask for a team, it's a challenge. If you have to ask, you should be attractive enough. I'm just being real. You should be attractive enough. Your work should be attractive enough. Whatever you putting forth should be attractive. You think Deion got to beg kids to come to Colorado and play? He got a shirt that say, "You know where to find me."
We ain't hard to find, right?
I'm just saying. Well, he ain't going, I need you to come play. He just said, bruh, you see what we building. You see what we building. If you want to be a part of this, come holler at me. And that's how we should be. We should be so attractive. I don't think Martin Luther King had to beg for people to rock. I have a dream. I don't think, if people heard the speech, I don't know if I want to rock with that. After they heard those speeches, they was like, yo, bro, sign me up.
Sign me up. I don't think they was asking for a whole lot of money.
No, they weren't asking for no money. Sign me up for the long marches. Sign me up for the getting eaten by dogs. Sign me up for the water hose. We ain't talking about what y'all talking about. Y'all talking about getting signed up so you could be seen on social media, so people can know you. These people were signing up to get put in prison. They was getting signed up to walk across the bridge knowing that the police was on the other side about to beat them to death. And they still rock with King. Why? Because he was attractive. The stuff that he was saying was life-changing, was transformational. He was not only going to change his life, he was going to change their life. And that's number two. I want to say this. Leave people alone if you're not going to change their life. Period. Don't get nobody on your team if you're going to make their life miserable. If you're going to get them on your team, make them, let me tell you something. Y'all on some like social media stuff. I'm on his mama. My goal was to make his mama go. I want his mama, every time his mama see me, I want her to go, this is the best decision my son ever made.
Yeah, right.
I want his mama. I ain't tripping on nobody else. His father was already was the believer. He a believer from day one. But mom's was still kind of like, I don't know, you should probably go get a job. I don't know, you should probably. So every time I see her, I stick my chest out. Every time we together, I just look at her like, what? You know what I'm saying? What? And she like, man, it's the best decision. Not only you made, but because you were attractive, you attracted Candace to the squad before I even knew CJ, and they end up getting married. I'm marrying folks, bro. This thing's so dope. We matchmaking. Why? Because when you have something that's dope and you start bringing people together, you bringing dope people together who about to be dope together. So we doing so much. The kids gonna be dope. Everything we touch is dope. So I need you to number one, be attractive. Number two, you should make everybody around you should improve. And then here go number three. Whatever you did for them, enter to learn, depart to serve. Whatever you did for them, they should go out and like when I'm gone, I shouldn't be gone. Like when I'm gone, they should reproduce what I shared with them and showed them. That's the mark of excellence. When you still have to be one and your people are around you and they can't elevate, that's a problem. Yeah. At some point, you need to get out the way and you need to let the next generation come in and do what they do. So for me, it's come on, y'all. Like we got to stop asking for a team and we got to be a team. Meaning you got to handle your business to the point that other people want to play for you.
Yeah. The other point I wanted to make, I was talking to somebody who was running their business, and they were like, "Yo, it's crazy. You know who it is. Yeah. He live in Phoenix."
Okay, I got it.
So you know who I'm talking about.
I got it.
But anyway,
I got note taker.
So for the longest, right? It's crazy. Jose, he was mad because he was like, "Man, I can't find no A players." He was like, "My team, they like C, D." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Yeah. So I told him how to find some A players, and he was like, "Bet, see, I did it. It worked. I found some A players." Then he called me and say, "Man, everybody trying to take my A players. And they got demands and my A players is," and I said, "You didn't say that. You ain't say, you see what I'm saying?" So again, you couldn't find A players, you working with C-level players, and now you got A players and everybody trying to poach them. And I said, welcome to business. Yeah. So what would you say, and talk to those people about not only attracting, right? Because he was able to attract with his work, but then it's one thing to attract and it's another thing to keep them.
Let me say this to you. This is why you have to be the best version of yourself that you can be, so that when you attract them, Josh always say, if they come for money, they'll leave for money.
Yeah.
You feel me? Josh said they come for money, they're gonna leave for money. You gotta make sure they come for something greater than money. And what's that? Their personal transformation.
Yeah.
Cause here's the deal. You're not gonna compete with nobody when they are transformed, when they feel like you changed their lives, when they feel indebted to you. So we got A players, and I encourage my A players, right? Yeah. Don't put the pressure on me to be the only one take care of you financially. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Don't put all the burden on me. I encourage my A players to go out and handle their business. But watch this. My A players are all throughout the world. I just had an A player call me the other day. It was like, somebody big time was looking for somebody. I need you to make the connection. I made the connection. I'm like, hey, so-and-so, my people ready to work for you. But here's what I know. My A players are going to always go out and do their thing, but home base is always home base. They gonna always be at the crib. So if I need them and I say, hey, I need y'all Tuesday from 9 to 10, ain't nobody else, they ain't working for nobody else. It's like ET call, we locking it down. So you don't have to be afraid. You should actually encourage your people to blow up. You should encourage your people to work with the best. Because guess what? When they go out and work with the best and they learn new skills and talent, whatever, they bringing that back to the crib. So only an insecure person, I'm talking to somebody. Yeah. I used to be insecure. I know all about it. Only an insecure person is worried about somebody leaving. When you become secure, you handle your business, and guess what? They don't want to leave. They don't want to go nowhere. Sometimes you got to push them out the nest. You got to go, look, get out there and do your thing. You still loyal to me. Go out there and do your thing and come back. And so I'm not going to say no names, but there are leaders that I studied who, when they passed, their members didn't keep it going the way they had it going when they was doing it. And I learned from that. And I said, when I leave this earth, I want my squad to be equally or greater when I leave, because it is a testament to a leader when his people go to another level. It's a testament to Lil Wayne. It's a testament when you wake up, he got Drake, look, he got Nicki Minaj, he got the best in the game. So when everybody say Drake the best, Drake gonna tell you where he gonna tell you how he got to where he gonna pay homage. So it's not dope when you the best and you the best for 40 years, and none of the people that you're working with ever elevate or go to the next level. That doesn't speak volumes about you. What speaks volumes about you is you made everybody better, and you're not afraid if they're equal or great. Man, I was with Tobe in Italy. Bro, my wife was like, Tobe, I feel like a proud mama watching you do what you do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my kids are there, and now I got Tobe creating an opportunity for my kids that I can't create for myself. And they want to be there. You feel me? So now, listen to me, when you are a real one, like when you are a one of one, listen to me, we not ever competing. Why? I'm a one of one, he a one of one. Watch this though. When you are a true one of one and you understand who you are, it's gonna be the gift that keep on giving. I'm gonna say it one more time because I wanna make sure you hear me.
Yeah.
When you are one of one and you attract one of ones, it's the gift that keep giving. I gave to C gave to Tobe giving to Jalen and Jada, right? It's the gift that keep on giving. So yeah, stop looking for a team. Become somebody that a institution can build around. There are players that when they come to your squad, you could build around. Like when Jordan came, they was like, oh, we got what we need. We just need to put some pieces around my man. When Barry Sanders came, it was like, oh, we just need to put some pieces around my man. We could go to the next level. When LeBron came, we just need to put some pieces around LeBron and we can win a championship. Be the best one so God can build a team around you.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because you talked about the NBA, and it's like, I don't know if you saw, but, you know, usually it's tough for, like, B markets to keep a big name player, right? Like, I'm just being real. Like, Milwaukee, even Detroit, these are B markets, right? So it's hard to keep a top level player because they want to go to Miami, they want to go to LA, they want to go to New York, right? And so Giannis was in Milwaukee, and to your point, Giannis, I don't know if you saw, but Giannis was like, I don't know if I'm gonna re-sign or not. He was like, I'm not sure. So what do you have to do to keep an A-level player?
Yeah.
You had to bring in Dame and go, we serious about winning.
Yeah, we serious about winning.
You see what I'm saying? Like, we understand that last year wasn't as, so as it relates to that, keeping A-level players, because you probably got more A-level people around you than ever. If you're not gonna do it with money, right? Because you said that they come for money and leave for money, tangible things that they can do to keep, like, so to this person who's doing real estate type stuff and he's got his team, what would you say to them now that he's got A-level players who are closing deals, getting active, doing their thing, and now he got other people coming in like, hey, I'll pay you double. I'll do you this, I'll do you that. What would you suggest to that person?
Well, I would suggest to anybody that money is low-hanging fruit. And if your players are willing to leave for money, then obviously as a shepherd, you're not taking care of your sheep. Because as a shepherd, if you're taking care of your sheep, the last thing they're gonna do is leave. Now I don't wanna get too deep, but the Bible says, and he maketh me lie down in green pasture. Right? Now, you know, we're not shepherds. So we would think, that sounds aggressive. He maketh me lie down.
Yeah.
In our mind, we're thinking he is forcing us to lie down in green pastures because pastures are good for sheep. So he making us do it. Actually, what it means is you create an environment that's so dope that they want to lay down in green pastures. That's what it means by he maketh me. So what does that mean? That means that you know the shepherd is going to, all of the wolves, he going to protect you. All of the lions, he going to protect you. The bears, he going to protect you. So you know that you are protected. Like, so you ain't ready to go nowhere for no money because you know you already making good money, but you're in a place where you are protected. He making me lie down in green pastures. What's green pastures? He makes sure as a shepherd that the route that we go is always going to have green grass. We always going to get nurtured. We're always going to get nourishment. Now, that means something different for everybody. For CJ, that means from day one, we didn't talk to each other every day and checked in since day one. For Carl, that means Carl lived next door to me, and I walk by his house and pray for him every day. That means when I go to the grocery store, I'm making sure they got groceries. That means when his parents come in, he need to swap out rides, he got my ride. For each one, it means something different. But when somebody leaves you for money, it means as a shepherd, you didn't know your sheep, and you didn't know your sheep needs, or you knew them and you weren't taking care of them. right? If you know your sheep, you got to make phone calls. If you know your sheep, you got to go take visits. When you know your sheep and their mama's sick, you got to go check on their mama. When there's a funeral, you got to stop what you're doing and go to the funeral, right? So he maketh me lie down. So I would never lose nobody for money. Why? Because my members know if we got to go money versus care, we're going to go with care all day. Why? Because we can make our own money. We can't necessarily care for ourselves in the way that he can care for us. So that's what I would say. I would say, yo, if you losing your sheep, it means you ain't taking care of them.
Yeah, no, man. And that's something I think that we've done a decent job of in our community. Again, make sure that's clear. Taking care of them first, because at the end of the day, money is money, right? If they producing on a higher level, you need to be paying them more. And I don't want to hear nobody to hear this and be like, oh, you don't want to pay nobody.
No, we paying.
No, we paying. We paying good. But if it's going to be a tit for tat, like every single time, you raise them up 5 and they're like, oh, this person said that if they keep playing you like that, one, you need to let them go. Right? For those of you who are pouring into them and they just keep doing that back and forth, because I have a lot of people like that too. Like, oh, they want to raise, and it's like, cool, they get a raise. The next month they back, like, oh, I can go here. And a lot of times it's a threat. But listen, I said this on the call the other day. If they leave you when times were hard, you weren't going to win with them anyway.
That's right.
Let me say it slower. If they leave when things get hard, you weren't going to win with them anyway, so don't even trip. Because you're in a situation where that's not going to work, so you actually just got rid of them quicker.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So you can actually get to the people that's going to help you a lot faster. But to E's point, there's a lot of intangible things that he brings to the table as a leader. And I want y'all to understand that. So it's going to be the money. You're going to have to pay people. Yeah. But there's intangible things that you need to, intrinsic things that you need to pull out of people in order to get to that next level.
And I just wanted to show, because you say stuff, but this, of course, is this Instagram. Right? This is Anna. Anna probably standing in that line right now. Let me tell you why Anna's in that line, because I'm considered the #1 motivational speaker in the world. People look at me as somebody, who might be busy and you can't get in touch with. I just want y'all to real quick.
I love it. Yeah, I was in Poland once. The best chicken schnitzel ever.
Right? We just stopped, little message. We go.
Oh my God, hi Eric. I'm very happy that you've actually sent me the message. Thank you so much. Polish food is amazing.
I'm just saying, your average person that you look up to and you hit them on Instagram, they not gonna respond. Like, I'm just being real. Whoever you look up to, whoever you following on Instagram, Facebook, they're not gonna respond to you. They're gonna send some automatic message. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna have to ask, was that really them? Yeah. You ain't gotta ask that, you heard my voice. And my sheep know my voice. Not and my sheep know my checking account. We ain't saying don't get paid. And not my sheep know my car. That's not what it said. It says, and my sheep know my voice.
Yeah.
There's something about your people hearing from you personally. I could have C or I could have AI.
Yeah.
I could have some random AI speak on my behalf. Yeah. They know my voice.
Yeah.
So when they hear my voice, they pumped up. They gonna know your voice. Why? Because you've done something for them. So here's the deal. You can only lose them. That's all you can do. You can only lose them, right? But if they hear your voice, you're gonna keep them. So I just want you to see, like, but to C's point, and this is deep, y'all. I was just at Oakwood. I went to Oakwood, and the president of the university got up and spoke. Now, I ain't know my man. Like, I know him, but I ain't know his story. Mm-hmm. And he got up on the mic, and he said something that I thought was dope. He said that it was a lady who got pregnant as a teenager outside of marriage, and they disfellowshipped her from the church. Just like you gotta go. Came to her crib. It's like, you gotta go.
When was this?
This was like in the 60s.
Yeah.
You gotta go. He said the kid of the mom ended up growing up. Now, the mom left the church. The kid ended up, as a teenager, he ended up going to some revival, and he ended up going to the revival and ended up giving his life to Christ. Told his mom he went to the revival. His mom was like, oh, that's crazy. That was the church that I used to go to and I got this fellowship from. She ended up taking the kid to college, leaving him with $1,000 and saying, all I got is $1,000. It was either 500 or 1,000. And she said to him, all I have is 500 or 1,000. Yeah. If I had more, I'd give you more, but God's gonna give you the rest. That kid, which is him, end up being the president of Oakwood, a denomination that his mom got kicked out of. So what he said was, when girls come to my office pregnant, we have a different conversation.
Wow.
Why? Because of what he been through. So that's why I said you got to be the best version of you. He could be arrogant. You know, he could be like, I'm the president, don't come in my office, you pregnant, whatever. But because of what he's gone through, it has made him empathetic in a way that most humans aren't empathetic.
Wow.
And when I heard that story, I'm like, yo, your mom got kicked out. He's like, yep. And I became the president of this university, made my mom proud. 360-degree turnaround. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? So you have to understand that you have to become first, because you can't keep what you aren't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it one more time. You can't keep what you aren't. Now you can get online and claim you this and that, and you could be phony, but when the pressure hit, the real you gonna come out. And so that's why I wasn't trying to recruit nobody, because I was trying to get myself together. I was trying to get my own life together. And as I was getting my life together, not perfect, but progress, they were attracted to the character that I had and the You know what it looked like if me and C was rolling and I'm flirting with women? You know what that would look like to him? I'm cheating on my wife. You know what that would look like to him? I'm slacking. But he saw me growing, progressing, and being the best version of myself, and even having a father already in his life. There were some things that he saw. He was like, yo, I need that in my life.
Yeah.
So nobody's following you because, well, maybe because of your fame or your money. I don't know how long that's going to last. But if you want to keep long relationships, and then those relationships has relationships, and those relationships turn to relationships, man, you got to be the best version of yourself.
Man, as we get ready to go in, you got any, can we get a little preview into the sermon, or you just winging it today? Just you pray before you go on stage, or you got something in the tuck?
I do, man. You know, I want to talk about today, and this is for successful people too. This message is probably more for successful people. Sometimes the things that got us to success, once we get to success, we fall away from those things. You know, it's like somebody like, why you still go to the Boys and Girls Club? Because that's how I blew up. I didn't blow up talking to the NFL teams. I didn't blow up working for the Denver Nuggets. I worked for the Nuggets last year. Right? I worked for Baylor and helped them win the championship 2 years ago. Like, I didn't work for Baylor until I was in my 50s. I didn't work for the Denver Nuggets until last year. So what am I saying to you? The things that blew me up, elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, the Boys and Girls Club, I stay close to that. Why? Because that's what blew me up. And for a lot of you, it's like you somewhat fake. Because when you finally get where you want to be, you abandon the thing that you once was doing. Because it was never about the thing in the first place. It was about using that thing to elevate yourself. And now that you elevated, you can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't go back and give. So for me, I stay connected to the thing. I'm in the airport. My man like, yo, eat that shit. I'm like, yeah. He like, you sitting by yourself. I'm like, and? I always sit by myself. He's like, where your people? I said, bro, it costs. and I ain't gonna lie to you, like, I ain't even one of those dudes that's talking about drugs and talking about sex. Like, I don't even put that kind of energy out. So my man take a pic, other people come, they're like, you by yourself? Like 1,000%. Why? Because I don't live that life. Like, I'm staying true. This is how I used to do it when I blew up. I'm staying true. Bro, you out here, you could be in Sky Club. Like, bro, I ain't had Sky Club when I first started. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and Didi, this is what we was doing.
Me neither, but I got it now. Yeah, and I'm in that joint. I'm in that joint.
Yo, you know, see,
I'm in the Sky Club.
He gonna make sure he rep for all of us.
Oh, yeah.
He said we going to the other airport.
No.
We leaving the regular airport. I said, see, we can't leave the regular airport.
No.
We out. You know what I'm saying?
We on the PJ.
Yeah, so the message today, man, stay true. You know, stay true, man. I want to go here. I know this might be personal, but I want to go here. I feel like my girl looked after me when I was homeless and a high school dropout. I'm faithful to my wife not because, you know, that's who I am. It's Christ in me, but here's how I look at it. Why would I let some other woman benefit off of what my wife built? Like, she the one built this, so she should get the return on her investment. Nobody else should get a return because they weren't there when I was homeless. They weren't there when I was a high school dropout. And so for a lot of us, when we blow up, we forget who and how we blew up. Now, I'm not saying you owe nobody your life, But I am saying that there are people who they were there for you before you were whatever. I was in Huntsville. My boy Leon Burnett, he was out of town. His mom turned 95 this week. My girl Tracy K from Chicago, her grandma used to look out for me. Sister B, Mr. Burnett's wife, used to look out for me. He wasn't there. I still went by the crib. Let me tell y'all something. Greatest experience I had in Huntsville. While I love speaking at my alma mater, the greatest experience I had was going to their house.
Yeah.
And they like, he's still E. He coming to the crib. He ain't nobody with him. You know what I'm saying? They 95 years old. They don't want no whole bunch of people in their crib. I stayed for about 30, 40 minutes, hug. We talked. They like, man, you look the same. You act the same. I got back in the car feeling good because these were the people that helped me blow up. And I want them to know that I'm ever grateful for blowing up. Another young lady, her daughter is there. She's a sophomore bio major. We were kicking it. She said, man, I got these 2 offers. This is one of the best schools I could go to, but I don't know. I said, what you mean you don't know? She's like, money. I said, don't worry about money. God said he gonna take care of you. I said, I'm either gonna pay for you to get it, or if I die, I'm gonna put you in my will. And her mom called me like, man, I love you, E. Man, you do so much for my kids. I said, you struck first blood. When I was an up and coming speaker, you was the one that brought me to your church, and you don't know that I knew it, but the church didn't pay me. You and your husband was balling. Y'all wrote a $5,000 check and gave it to me. This is a generosity war. You drew first blood.
Wow.
I'm gonna draw last blood. You looked out for me before I was ET the Hip Hop Preach. Now I'm about to look out for your kids. This is a generosity war. You started it. I'm gonna finish this joker. And for a lot of us, when we get to where God wants us to be, we forget everybody behind us. We forget everything about us, and we become something that we're not. And so today is about, man, stay true to the source. Stay committed to the thing that, bless you, and don't switch up on God because you're successful now.
All right, well, I'm ready to go here. I got to go get my kids and have them sit with me when church starts so my wife ain't running around mad at me because I'm on child duty. So, we appreciate y'all rocking with us as always, man. We anytime we get a chance to have a quick convo, you know what I'm saying? We're going to take that opportunity. So, we love y'all. We out of here. We'll see you next week.
I want you to focus on here right now. Don't you worry about when you get home. You concentrate on this opportunity. You don't worry about tomorrow. You concentrate on this opportunity with all your might, with all your soul, with all your heart.
Thank you so much for rocking with us as always, right? We don't take it lightly, guys. And we hope that we've provided transformation and not just information. We want you to become the best version of yourself. All right, make sure you check out the show notes to access all the important links and get your product discounts. Now, one favor we're asking of you, do us this favor. Make sure you subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We want to know your feedback on how we can serve you better. And if there's anyone that you think could benefit from listening to this show, please, I'm begging you, please share it with them. And remember, as E always says, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.